Hey WILDR folks, Alicia here. Summer is in full swing and I hope that you are taking full advantage of opportunities to play and move your body outside. I've been getting a couple related questions from clients about how to make sure they're fully recovered after a big day out, how to make sure that they're maintaining the gains that they made pre-season during this high activity summertime, and about how to get better sleep when it's light out and there's a lot of activity happening. And so I have this fun strategy that they've been using and you can use to reduce your risk of injury over the rest of the summer, to get a great night's sleep, and to also improve your overall longevity. And the strategy that they've been using is super simple, but just because something's simple doesn't mean it isn't effective. The secret sauce is doing a 6-minute pre-bed mobility as part of your pre-bed routine every day of the week. Now, sleep hygiene research shows us that having a consistent pre-bed routine that relaxes us will train our body to start shutting systems down so that we can have a full and restful sleep at night. After a couple weeks of training your body will know that when you're doing these specific actions, it means it's time to get ready for bed. Now, the fun way that we can hack this to also improve our mobility is based in exercise science. Our most current research shows that you need 5 to 10 minutes of stretch on a muscle over the course of a week for 8 weeks in a row to actually make structural change to your muscle, to add sarcomeres in series and make that muscle actually longer. And that stretching is most effective if it's in 30 to 60 second chunks and spread out over the course of the week. When it comes to stretching, as with most things, consistency is going to be more important than intensity when it comes to making change. So although we're looking for a variety in terms of movement when it comes to strength training and when it comes to being outside, having exactly the same 6-minute mobility routine that you repeat every night is going to be the best way to make specific improvements to the muscles that you're most worried about or that you want to improve the length of the most over the course of 8 weeks. Now, we're gonna cut over to the gym after this and I'm gonna show you the 6-minute routine I would recommend if you don't have any specific flexibility goals in mind, but you could also create your own routine. Just remember that a stretch does not have to be complicated to make a difference, and you want to have a stretch that you can replicate the same way every night. So for our 6-minute general WILDR mobility, we are going to focus on 3 muscle groups that tend to be shortened when we are sitting, working at a desk, driving, and doing a lot of forward moving summer sports. I am going to briefly review these today so you can write them down and follow them on your own. But if you would like me to do a 6-minute follow along video with maybe some relaxing music and everything, just let me know in the comments. And if I get enough requests, I will make that video. But let's jump right into reviewing this 6-minute mobility. We're gonna start with an exercise made popular by Kelly Starrett. This is a couch stretch and it is very good at stretching out the front of your hip complex. Using a wall or the edge of the bed or a couch, you can get into a position where that knee is close to whatever item you're leaning up against. Your chest is tall and your pelvis is tilted backwards. You want to get a relatively intense stretch across the front of your hip and even into the middle of your thigh, making sure that that knee is padded and that we don't have any intense or sharp pain. Make sure you're not going around this stretch by letting the pelvis tilt forward, the chest pop out, or by having a very bent over posture. The next one I'm going to choose is a very simple kneeling chest stretch. So now sitting back on both knees, and if you've got limited quad flexibility, you might feel this one in your quads as well. You're just gonna open up your chest with your hands out by your side. You wanna make sure that you get a chest stretch through your pec muscles, and we wanna avoid any tingling or numbness through the fingers. So take some time to bring those shoulders up, back, and down. Squeeze the core slightly and spread your chest wide. We can hold this for a full minute. And to further solidify this, we can then take it down to the ground to do a lying scapular strengthener and chest opener, taking those hands by your side in a W-like formation. You can then squeeze your shoulder blades, the bottoms of them, together to get another stretch through either your upper or lower chest. and you'll relax, and we would repeat that a few times before then squeezing and holding for 30 seconds. If you want to level up this one, you can go from a W into a Y position and down, but just make sure you're maintaining the integrity of your thoracic spine so we're not popping out as we do this exercise. And then for this last one, we're gonna go into a muscle group that I have quite a big problem keeping lengthened, especially when I'm doing a lot of forward moving activities, and that is my piriformis muscle. All we're gonna do for this one is a figure 4 stretch. So crossing one ankle across the other knee, we are going to lift up that unit towards our chest, feeling a stretch through the twisted and bent legs, butt. And we are gonna hold that one for a minute. If you wanna double down on this stretch, you could gently push your ankle into your knee and then relax it several times throughout the course of the minute, but we would hold this one for a minute per side. And the true magic of this stretching routine is really going to come from you breathing in to each stretch and letting your muscle tension melt away with the worries of the day. If you find that your mind is jumping to things from the day while you're doing your stretches, either gently reassert yourself on feeling the muscle and trying to take your mind and go into how the muscle feels, or if you really need to, and sometimes I do if I'm super stressed about something, write down what you're thinking so you can revisit it the next morning, and then it's off of your mind. No matter which 6-minute routine you create and want to follow, try to set an alarm on your phone or have some other cue or reminder so that you start your pre-bed routine. This could be something like starting those stretches while you're brushing your teeth at night, or doing those stretches as soon as you get into bed. If you have found success with this 6-minute mobility routine directly before bed, then I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you like and subscribe, and we will see you next week with more WILDR fun.